Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we got the final giant treasure from Bafalgar's tomb in Tefra Cave and indeed clocked in all of our giant treasures for a conceptually cool but ultimately disappointing reward. This episode we're back with somewhere we haven't been for quite some time, the refugee camp in Colony 6, because indeed some of the high-end-tier refugees have ended up here. And there are a couple of quests we're doing, actually all the quests we're going to be doing today are technically based here. We start off with Elior. Hey, I don't suppose you're going to Sartorial Marsh anytime soon? I heard there's some high-end tier like me in Sartorial Marsh as well. I read in some book that it has a special meaning to the high-end tier. Only thing is the fog is dense and you can't grow many crops and you punch your microphone really hard. Or so it says in my copy of Amateur Adventurer. I was thinking they won't have much to eat. Can you cool lot take them some food? God, can you cool lot go help them? You could take them some food. Oh my. Did I say something wrong? Such noble sentiments, what an admirable young man. Meeting you fills my heart with gladness, young sir. You speak really fancy, who are you? Who am I? Well, I suppose that I shouldn't expect you to know that. Are you someone important? A famous adventurer, or maybe an important explorer? I can tell from your face that I'm way off here. Anyway, can you help them out? So, supplies for Sartorial is nice and straightforward. Give the goods to Scarlett in Sartorial Marsh. They are probably really hungry without food and everything. You look like you're up to the job. Please, take the rations to them. So he gives us emergency rations, and rest assured your issue will be attended to with haste. Two of Bionis' bravest and boldest women at your service. Fiora certainly is high-spirited today. It appears I shall have to double my efforts. I normally cut those bits out because I don't bother reading them because a lot of the time they are the same, but when there's one which I definitely feel like I haven't seen before, I will read them out. Anyway, we need to go, shockingly, to the Sororal statues in Sartorial Marsh. But actually, before going on to Sartorial Marsh, well, to Scarlett, we have a heart-to-heart here. We've had this one for a while, I just haven't done it yet. It's between Dunban and Melia, entitled High-Entier History. Those statues. Am I right in thinking they're of high-entier origin? What gave it away was that the fact that they're 50-foot-tall high-entier. They are indeed. These are the Sororal statues. They depict twin goddesses representing order and justice. A treacherous place to erect them. This place was once used for our coming-of-age ceremony. And that seems fitting. Potential successors to the throne who came of age were left here. If they survived, they could return to the capital triumphant. I see, so only the best specimens continued the Imperial line. Ruthless, but effective. That is what I was told, at least. It was probably all just a formality. Of course, fighting off the Sartorial Guardian alone is no easy task. However, I have heard of a former ruler who did see the task through. A half-homs like you? Very astute, Dunban. Not a pleasant fact, but still true. I find it ironic. Goddesses of order and justice looking down with biased gazes. Still, I can understand why the ceremony was necessary. It must have been the only way to secure the people's trust. The same reason you faced the tomb, right? Calm yourself, Melia. Whenever you feel afraid, know that we're here to protect you. I know, Dunban. You saved my life at the tomb. I will never forget the debt I owe you and the others. As ever, the alternative pathways to that one will be shown at the end of the episode, though I'm intending to do a second heart-to-heart this episode, so there we go. Scarlett should be kicking around in the evening, and indeed he is there. If you haven't done the high-end tier adulthood ceremony thing, like the ancient ceremony, he'll be up at the Oath Sanctuary that's there. But we have done that, of course, so he is here.
Are you there?
Are these supplies? I'm extremely grateful. You see, we have little food. We are not used to living like this. This should go some way towards improving our lives a little. Thank you so much. We are in your debt. Here is a small token of our appreciation. Please take it. So we don't have to return to Elior, he just completes that quest for us, which is quite nice, and it's pretty cool, some speed gear for Fiora. The speed arms that give her agility up are particularly good. I will actually pretty soon be putting Fiora back into physical mode for some of the fights we're doing today. We don't really need her in ether mode, and in fact it's better to have her not in ether mode, I find. Next up, we are going to head to Frontier Village. We're kind of just at this point, I've said it up until now, I've tried to have a conceptual link between some of the quests here, but here we are just kind of cleaning up, because this and next episode are our final few episodes of side quests, which is pretty spicy. So here we need it to be daytime, and we need to head down here. You can already see where the quest is going to be. This one, I basically meant to do it, I think, during when I was doing the various Alchemoth-related quests before heading into the Bionis Interior. But I didn't. It wasn't... it's not like it wasn't in my... It was in... Try that again. It wasn't even in my notes. It was always planned to do at this point, but I don't know why. Bass Doctor's thinking is beyond me. Anyway, a tale here. If we talk to him. Excuse me, can I ask you a favour? Back in the capital, our dad turned into a Telethia. Now all that's left of our family is me and my sister Kian. A problem. I'm coping with it, but Kian still thinks that our dad is going to come for us. I don't want to tell her the truth just yet. She should at least have some kind of memento of our dad. I know he had a precious object kept buried in the ground. A precious object? What kind of object? I never got to ask him what it was. He just told me to dig it up if anything happened. So this is a memento of Daddy. Collect something precious that has been buried near the Fountain of Hope in Alchemoth. Thank you. Dad buried it by a small fountain near the Fountain of Hope. He always used to go there. Rest assured that your issue will be attended to with haste. So, as ever, Alchemoth can only be accessed through Aerith Sea. I will see you at the Fountain of Hope. So here we are at the Phantom of Hope. The Fountain of Hope, and one of these little auxiliary ones to the side is where we need to go. It's weird when this game chooses a point that it wants you to interact with versus just a red item orb. Here we don't have to press A to dig or anything, we just grab it. But upon doing so, we are set upon immediately by Telethia Valaran. And if you remember, Valaran was Atael and Kian's father. Here he is, he's turned into a Telethia. Strange that they didn't... Well, I suppose he must be a Pure and his wife must be a Homs. Again, no idea where all these Homs that all these high-end tier are. Like, every single one of them either never mentions it or they're like, oh, well, you know, they're not with us anymore. It's like, do they all just... Well, I suppose they might just die, actually, to a fair extent, because the lifespan is just so different. Like, you know, if you live, you know, 600 years or something like that as your high-end tier do, shit. Oh, I fucked this chain attack up really badly. I should still be able to recover it, just Melia's part wasn't great. There we go, we're fine. Yeah, I guess they might just outlive them in that way, but it is strange that you don't see a single Homs kicking around Alchemoth. Like, there are Homs kicking around the fallen arm. It's bizarre. Regal daggers, what are they? Have we seen them before? Nope, we haven't. Well, yes, we have even. Still not come across a 3-slotted weapon for Fiora. They do exist, but I think they are rare. Anyway, here we also have a heart-to-heart between Fiora and Dunban entitled Brother and Sister. Alchemoth is a wonderful city, don't you think, Dunban? I've talked about this in the past. None of the heart-to-hearts are aware that Alchemoth's fucked up now. It is indeed. My heart belongs in Colony 9, but I'd love to live here somewhere. Someday, even. And it feels a little spacious to you. What are you talking about? I like big places. But I could get used to it too. This technology is incredible, for instance, especially the weapons. You never change, Dunban, always on about fighting. That's me, a born and bred killing machine. You know there's more to you than that, Dunban. I heard you saved everyone's life and more than once. It's nice to know I'm appreciated around here. I wonder if I should try and move here one day. You were serious about that? I can hardly go back to the colony looking like this. You worry too much. There are good people back home. It'll be like you never left. Are you sure? Because I'm not... Of course I'm sure, Fiora. They all owe you. When times were bad, your smile saved all of them. That's nice of you to say. I'm sorry about all this. I should have done more that day. It's not your fault, really. And I've got used to this body, for better or for worse. I'm the one who should be doing more to reassure you. You really don't need to worry. It's fine, Fiora. Hey, when we get home, will you make me my favourite dish? One Dunban special coming up, but you and Schultz need to work on your vocabulary. If I hear, great, yeah, thanks, one more time. So with that, let's return to... Not Valaran, he's dead. Let's return to Kian. Not Kian, Kian was the daughter. Atael, there we go. This is my father's precious object. Yes, I see. This really is precious. Thank you so much. With this, me and Kian will always be with our family. I hope I was of some help. This photo shows us what Mum used to look like. It'll make a lovely present for Kian. I guess, yeah, her Hom's wife no longer kicking about. With that, we're actually going to head back to the refugee camp. Not sure why I chose to do them in this order, but again, blame past Doctor. His plan is... I'm sure he had some logic, I'll put it that way. And up here is Dulland.
Hello.
You got us out of a bind last time. but I just need to ask you a favour that's just for me this time. Tell me in greater detail. So you'll hear me out. I was exploring a new route in Tephra Cave the other day. There are some ruins up above, and I saw an ancient lily there. I didn't know how to get up there, and I didn't have enough supplies. So I just had to carry on, leaving it right where I saw it. I've never seen such a beautiful flower. I want you to get it for me. Are you going to give it as a gift to someone special? And man, I should be so lucky. Not at my age. So why would you want it? Don't laugh, but it's just kind of my hobby. I like flowers. I'm not in a hurry, but it'd be great if you could get it for me. This gives us a flower for a rose. Collect an ancient lily from near Bafalga Tomb in Tephra Cave. You'd really get it for me. I'm ever so grateful. It's an amazing specimen. Rest assured that your issue will be attended to with haste. So, we could have done this at any point after the Bionis shifted and these new paths in Tephra Cave opened up. But genuinely, I think it's better to do this one. I didn't want this to be how we discovered the Bafalga Tomb. I figured I wanted to do this after the whole Blood of Bafalga arc. But obviously that arc only became available... Well, only became doable when we were able to fight... the 97, level 97 unique monster spider, whose name escapes me. Dazzling Tolosnia, that was it. Anyway, I pointed this out at the time we did that because the flower is here. A white flower. It's quite beautiful. So with that, we can return to Doland. Nice straightforward quest. Which is good, because the next one he gives us is not straightforward. Well, it is straightforward, it's just hard.
Hello.
You've really found it. You're the best. I hope it's of some help. This is the kind of flower that makes people fall in love with you, don't you think? You thought it was from my collection. Well, everyone knows there's only one thing you do with flowers. I'm in a good mood today. You deserve a nice reward. See you later. And that concludes a flower for a rose, which gives us some drones. Are they anything useful? Cannon drones too. Cannon is the one that shoots in a line, which I very rarely use because gun is just objectively better. But following this, Dalton offers a second quest. Oh no, this isn't good. But who can I talk to? I should really talk to a strong woman, but who? Apparently, Fiora's not strong. Melia's not strong enough for him. He needs to talk to Fiora about this, which should tell you what kind of quest this is going to be.
Hello.
You'll hear me out, won't you? Have you seen them? The two monsters in the Arachno Queen's nest in Tephra Cave. They're fighting each other. They might be fighting to be the Arachno Queen's successor. At any rate, with all the fighting, that route's totally blocked. I can't take the ancient lily to someone in Colony 9. Ugh, I've let it slip, haven't I? Please, tell me more. No one knows much about what's happening in there. I just need someone to kill those things for me. You look strong. Can you do it? I guess you could say I look strong. I suppose I should get used to not looking feminine anymore. Sorry, I didn't mean just you. Don't look so down. I meant that all three of you look like you might be up for the challenge. It's okay. Can you tell us who you want to give the flower to? Let's just change the subject. We won't do what you want if you don't tell us. Oh, please. Alright, I'll tell you when you come back. It's not only me who can't get through there, though, you know. No one can come and go between Colony 9 and Colony 6, so everyone's counting on you. This is a tough one. This is battling brutes. Defeat Reckless Xandon and Firework Gildezia at the Arachno Queen's nest. You don't have to take them both on at the same time, but they are hard. These are level 98-ish monsters. I know you can do it. You're the only one who can. But make sure you be careful. Okay, I'll give it my best shot. So they're level 96... Whoops, a cat was fanning around down there. You can hear him tinkling. Level 96 and 97 monsters, unique monsters, and both of them have a really brutal spike. One we can just about deal with, the other one we cannot and we need to specifically prepare. This is a classic Xenoblade fight of, it should be fairly straightforward if we're prepared, but if we're not, it will beat 7 shades of shit out of us. So let's be prepared. This is the only party I've ever really been able to take this one on with, and we also need some gems. Have I got the equipment to craft any of these gems? Let's see. Not a single level 5 crystal for the effect I'm looking for. We've got some here, though. Daze Resist is what we need. Can hopefully do this fairly well here. By the way, gem crafting has potentially become a bit more interesting now because we have a lot more people who've got high affinity. So we can actually, like, if I wanted medium flame, this would be a really good combination. But actually, I want strong flame to make this quality grow. So this we should be able to get pretty high. That was very good, in fact. Daze resist 5 and 2 of them. Brilliant. How much are they resisting? 50 and 50. Haha, they'll daze-proof someone. Yes, there's a reason why I want this specific effect. Well, that's the only one we've got the ability to make. But this is what Elior here is for. We can actually trade with him for a Daze Resist 5 gem. it's not the easiest thing to trade for, as you can see. It basically takes a lot of quite high-level collectibles is the only thing you can trade for it, and there's no materials we've got that will trade. Also, well, it counts as an overtrade, so it'll give us a perfect queen jaw as well, which is slightly disturbing. But we'll get to a couple of these. So, something I've not really talked about. Note that there it says, increases daze resistance by who knows? Daze resist 5 gems have a range. Every kind of gem of every level has a range of what its potential effects can be, unless you crafted it yourself. So that one's 42%, that's pretty good. But if we trade for another one... I didn't see what that one came out as, let's get another one. I missed it again, god damn it. I do need this many, though, to be honest, whatever they are. So the first one was 42, this one is also 42, okay. They don't have to be the same, that one just genuinely happened to be. They're basically rolled every time you trade, so it just falls within a range. But let's grab one more for the road. Cool. Let's slap these onto people, then. You need to prioritise these over any other gem effects that might be useful on these characters. So, I got... there we go. Ooh! Yeah, see, some of them came out as low as 37%, but we'll put the two 50% on Shulk. It matters most that Shulk is 100% daze resisting. Otherwise, we're going to have a absolutely shocking time. I'm also bringing Fiora with us, who, unfortunately... I'm actually going to have to put some slightly worse equipment on her. Or different equipment, because I need slots on her. So she can have 49. I want to keep those speed and agility frames. So what shoes have you got access to? Ugh, that's not amazing, the Z attacks. But we need the slot, we really do. We can't do this fight without a hefty bit of daze resistance. So that puts her on daze resist 93, that's pretty good. And then Dunban. Like his agility the way it is, but we might have to be a bit flexible here. We'll take the strength off. And we'll take his initial tension off as well. That's about 84%. We'll leave him at that level, 84 should be alright. As you can tell, one of these has a horrific spike. Its spike, whenever you hit it, inflicts daze on you. Honestly, it's even worse than Stormy Belagon, that not Lizzlefoss, what the fuck are they called in this? Igna. Which, the Igna that's... that had the sleepy spike. This one is genuinely even more infuriating. So you need to be able to resist that, otherwise fighting it is just going to have a bad time. I'm still going to basically focus on purging where I can, just because, okay, it's 100% on shot, but 9% can be reduced to 0% if we're careful. How I'm gonna go, and so it's through the Arachno Queen's lair. This is actually the easiest way to it, because it goes through all this spidery stuff, at which point we can build up two things, the party gauge and the Monado gauge, both of which are very handy to be fully charged before going into this first fight. Oh, an achievement, can't keep them down. I guess that's for reviving people enough times. I realise as well I meant to put Fiora onto physical and haven't, so I'll need to do that quickly. Hopefully my party gauge won't go down too much in that time. Right, let's change things up quickly. So, we've done equipment, but we want arts. So, let's make sure everything is leveled up that should and can be as well. And let's change up Fiora's palette as well, because we want her off ether mode here. So we still want speed shift on, but we probably want power drain on the end there, so let's actually give that a bit of oomph. Final cross is good. We want spear blade on instead of that, and we want air fang on over there. Now she's a lot more fighty. We also want to change up her drones, because she's on gun drones and we're fighting just one large enemy at a time, hopefully, so we want Sedna drones with Sword Drones X on it. Let's just check Dunban's arts are all well and good as well. Yep, they're as good as they are getting. It's still got Tempest Kick on. Well, I guess it's occasionally useful. Right. With that, let's have a crack at this. I honestly don't know how this is going to go. Hopefully well, but it's also crucial to only fight one at a time, and super crucial that you get Battle Start Affinity. See, the pair of them are here. If we come up behind... Oh, they're level 98 even. That's even worse than I thought. If we come up behind this one, we can hopefully start a fight with it, and this, as I say, this early Affinity is pretty key. We're going to open with a Purge. And yes, you notice Dunban is already dazed, even with like 95% daze resist, which is infuriating. What I'm going to try and do here is topple lock. Topple locking this thing is tough. it's going to require a chain attack in order to nail it. So we'll start with a Stream Edge. Then Fiora... Oh, bollocks. I've got Fiora in the wrong position, I think. I think I wanted Dunban in the middle first. Well, fuck it. We'll do another break with Fiora. Not ideal, but at least it does some damage. Then we topple with Dunban. Really wanted Dunban in the middle here, I think. Ugh, okay, that wasn't great. But let's see what we can do with that. That topple should last a while, so we can hopefully get it dazed and build up a decent bit of affinity. Ready for another one. We haven't quite topple locked it, but that was actually pretty good, all things considered. It is possible to topple it outside of a chain attack, but it's hard. Also, note that there. Be very careful that you don't go into a chain attack without realizing it with someone dazed. Oh, I really want to use Sword Drums, but again, I'm going to use Air Fang to break it, because toppling it will also take rid of the spike, and that is crucial. Right, let's daze. Oh, you know what? I will actually Cyclone it, because that extends the topple, and then if we're very lucky, yes! Oh, Super Sword Drones from Fiora. That was spicy. And we are not done yet, indeed. Let's Soaring Tempest. And then we can... Oh, I should daze it, but to be honest, I want to Slit Edge it for massive damage. And let's finish off with a very powerful Final Cross. It doesn't take advantage of the chain attack. But it does... Oh, God, we are still going. This is a hell of a chain attack. This party's got very good affinity. It's a big chunk of that. We've actually got another chain attack already charged. Because this is absurd. We did a lot of damage there, and also we will have topple locked it fairly effectively. Now I'm actually going to... Shit. I was going to say I'm going to charge up my Monado gauge, because we need it here. But there we go. Oh, Warblades with 3 slots. Yes, I'll be doing something with them shortly. Actually, you know what? I could do that now. Right, let's change around our equipment a little bit. We don't need the Daze Resist anymore because we've done Firework Gildesia in. But what I am looking for is Spike Defense. Spike Defense is really handy here. Because this enemy we're about to face has a spike. As in, all its spike does is cause you problems. If you are physically near it, you just take constant damage, whether you're hitting it or not, which is a real bastard, to put it bluntly. Does that count as a debuff, though? That's a great question. Now, the Warblades aren't quite as good as the Infinity, but also they've got more slots, which lets us put more stuff on it. So, we will go for the double attack, because Fiora loves her double attacks. So we want max double attack on Fiora. And then, is it worth putting a haste on there as well? I'll actually put attack stability on. That'll be quite nice to bring that min up a little bit. Because that's a very powerful now. Right, with that, I was hoping you had to go into this with Purge ready, but unfortunately I haven't, so I am actually going to have to not Shadow Eye, Battle Soul, because we want to purge this guy pretty readily. Because if you look at our health, you'll notice just being near him hurts. We've got some spike defense, that's better than nothing. But when we are ready, I want to basically go for exactly the same tactics. So I'm going to activate the Monado to purge him. Then, once again, let's try and topple lock him. Neither of these, fortunately, are immune to the break topple cycle, which is pretty good. Let's double blade. I haven't got double wind on her. Shit, did I fuck that up? Oh, I guess I did. Right, okay, let's daze. And let's Sword Drones X. This guy is genuinely an easier fight than the previous one is, just because that daze spike is brutal, whereas this one's just annoying more than anything else. But toppling is nice because also you have to remember that toppling also removes their spike entirely. So topple locking also means that purging and dealing with the spike is not necessary, which is very enjoyable. Ah, Final Cross. Nice easy way of topple locking. Brilliant, and then we will topple again with Dunban. And then we will Cyclone for maximum toppleage with Shulk. And then let's do some damage. Spear Blade, which is increased damage to toppled enemies, and finish with a Soaring Tempest. We've become really powerful. I thought we might struggle with those far more than we did. I didn't think we were gonna... I thought we'd do them fine, but... Oof. Big oof. Ooh, Warswing, Ryan's Warswing, that's excellent. I use that art quite a lot. Let's sort out Fiora's powers as well. Yeah, she's still... What's she missing? Yeah, especially since it's max level. Instead of Airfang, she shouldn't have double wind. But, I mean, we managed fine. Let's crack Ryan's Warswing actually up to full while we're here. Warswing is the one I use all the time, and so that's really handy to have that on maximum beans, which I of course will. Brilliant. With that, I am just going to shuffle people's, like Shulk I think I put Spike Defense on, which was ultimately unnecessary. So we'll replace that for, I think he had a Quick Step on before. Oh, you might have noticed Shulk's absurd look as well. His armour, I just went for. I've been just trying to kind of show off everything. But I figured, what more way to make that look utterly absurd than to slap a snorkel onto it? Because why not? Anyway, let's go back and talk to Dulland. So because this is Fiora's quest, it has to open with her. Have you killed them? Great. Now I can go to Colony 9. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. I can't get too excited yet. I still need to deliver the flower. Who is it for? You have to tell us now. Oh yeah, I'll tell you. There was a high-entier girl in the camp. She was in shock about what happened about the Telethia. She couldn't say a word. She wouldn't even tell me her name. And then she disappeared. I had to take care of people here, but I looked everywhere for her. So she's in Colony 9 now. Yeah, she is. She never smiles and doesn't eat as well as she should. I'm really worried about her. That's why I thought a beautiful flower would cheer her up. It might make her feel better. You're so thoughtful. Well, not that thoughtful. Let me guess, she's attractive. That's not it. Well, she is beautiful. I'm just worried about her. I think it's lovely. I think it's wonderful to see two different beings finding happiness together. It doesn't matter to me whether she's high-entier or Homs. If you really like someone, you don't care what they look like. I agree. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care about her wings. I guess I shouldn't think that my body is looking that strange. You're such a kind and innocent young woman. The moment that anyone sees that smile of yours, they'll be smitten. Thank you. Drop by and see me in Colony 9 if you have time. I'd be glad to see you any time. And so that completes battling brutes and gets us some useful gear and also Fiora's Innocence skill branch. I assume we're also up to 5-star affinity with everywhere now. Yeah, that's an almost complete affinity chart. You'll love to see it. So, first off, let's look at some of that gear he gave us, because the Eternity Knives... Yeah, okay, 2 slots just isn't worth it. This is the first, 3-slotted weapon we've got for Fiora, and it is good. Speed 5 Frame has an even higher level of haste, which is excellent. That brings our haste up to... Oh no, it doesn't have a higher level of haste, but it is better. And then also you've got the Speed 5 boosters, which give our agility up, which is much better than the power ones. This very much we put Fiora in the Dunban fashion, but that's no bad thing. And as for the skill tree, this is a bit of a unique one. Improves ether defense, and all of them you notice they're all diamonds. Diamonds can never be skill linked to anyone else ever. So actually we'll probably want to finish this one off first. But the reason these can't be linked is because they're very specific to Fiora. Improved chain attack damage when in battle with Shulk. Increased arts damage if warned of a vision by Shulk. Restoring HP restores HP when taking damage when in battle with Shulk. Prevents tension from becoming low if in battle with Shulk. And finally grants all stats up buff when encouraged by Shulk. Shulk and Fiora are already a really good combo. They work well together with Rhine, with Dunban, and surprisingly with Ricky, even with Melia in the middle. Basically everyone except Charla, who just doesn't pair well, uniquely well with anyone. But this makes her and Shulk an absolute fucking powerhouse, which is pretty cool. And I think we'll hold it there. Thank you everyone for watching. Next episode is going to be the final episode of side quests in Xenoblade Chronicles. And there's nothing that links them at all. We've just got a load of random crap that hasn't been done yet to clean up around the place. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day. An adventurous one, no doubt. The participant has no choice in participating. Then it sounds like they've simply been led to their death. There must have been a reason for conducting the ceremony, something that made it necessary in that particular case. Are you suggesting this high-entier was of mixed blood? Yes, the ceremony must have been needed to gain the people's trust. Just as I faced the tomb. Does this place remind you of the tomb? Yes, of the hardship I faced there, and to the friends who saved my life. I am forever grateful to you all. Here? Yes, here? What are you trying to suggest? This site is a stunning example of ancient high-entier architectural skill. No, I can't deny that. Oh no! What's wrong, Melia? Each statue is supposed to have an ether crystal on its chest, but one of them is missing. Thankfully, the other statue's crystal is still present. I wonder what happened. Perhaps it was stolen. Many people with dubious reputations travel through here. I have heard of such people. I don't suppose we'll ever see it again. Why don't you replace it? You're right, Dumban. The twin goddesses of order and justice must look their parts. Order and justice, huh? I'm sure they'd be happy if you were to help them out. It might have fallen off. I have my doubts that such a thing is possible. Perhaps it was due to a flaw in the construction. Even the wise and skilled Hyentia must have their off days. Spare me your sarcasm, Dunban, even if you are correct. Why don't you replace the Why don't you replace the crystal? Bring the sisters back to glory. I'm sure you're up to the task. This is not a bad idea. What one sister has, the other one craves, and we cannot have that. You certainly look different. People will stare to begin with, but I guess we can't blame them. You're right. I'll probably remind everyone of a Mechon attack. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fiora. I can't believe I said that. Don't pull that silly face. I'm tougher than I look. It'll be like I never left. You don't need to worry. Shulk and the others will come home with us to the colony, and whatever the residents say, I'll be there to shut them up. Heh, you're the best big brother ever. I promise you, Fiora, you'll always be my beloved little sister. Thank you, Dunban. With you around, I'll never need to be afraid again. But you're bad with directions. What did you just say? Remember when you were little? You were constantly getting lost. That was when I was little. Why would you bring that up anyway? Sorry, Fiora. Do you really think I'm that bad at finding my way around? No, I take it back. We should try an experiment. An experiment? You see, this new body has a tracking radar built in. I'll never get lost now. Wherever you go in this place, I can see where you are. I see. That is amazing technology. Those machina are very resourceful. And that's not all I can do. I have loads of built-in features. Fiora, you're taking all this far too well. Of course, don't you remember? I waited for you on Tefra Hill that time, and somehow you got lost by the waterfront. That was on purpose, Dunban. You meant to get lost. Of course I meant to get lost. You needn't worry anymore, now I have a radar built in. Oh. Did I say something wrong? No, I'm fine. It's amazing, isn't it, this machina technology? It's so cool, Dunban. I mustn't let her see me getting upset.